Hey everyone, welcome to Cozy Corner Chronicles. I'm Julia.
And I'm Liz, and I feel like I haven't said that in a long time.
I know we haven't said that in a long time, but it's okay. We're here again. Here we are, the little wave. Um, we are doing a chapter chat for chapters 21 through 25. It's been a while since we have been able to talk about this book, but
Yeah. So hopefully you guys are either still reading it or still following along since we have been taking like pretty big gaps in between. That is highly my fault.
no,
I'm
it's both of our faults.
so busy with, I don't know if people outside of Texas will know, but I've been really busy with homecoming season and doing stuff for mums. And people have ordered ridiculous things and all this, but I'm not doing months this year. Instead, I'm doing like the actual little cutout
Yeah, I
thingies.
remember that.
And I have been so busy. I have like 20 orders a week.
Oh, but you making big money.
But like, at what cost?
I know, mental health.
Yes.
I forget that mums and stuff are mainly a southern thing, I think.
Yes.
I forget
And
about that.
I like, if people have no idea what I'm talking about, and if you're not watching the actual video, sorry, but I'm about to show some cutouts that I've done. So a lot of people have ordered like monograms.
How
I've
cute.
been doing a lot of those, and all of these are like very stable and
Yeah,
sturdy.
it looks sturdy.
And then I had this one was a fun one. It was like a Houston rapper theme. And so I made like a bunch of cutouts of like
Oh,
rappers and like a bunch of
wait,
Houston
that's
stuff.
so cute. Whoever ordered that.
It's so creative, right? So I've had like a lot of random orders and like just a whole bunch of things. But aside
Yeah,
from, I have
if
been super busy with that.
I was gonna say if you guys don't know what a mum is, just Google it and you'll see some ridiculous ones.
Yes,
Some
or
are yeah, some are literally the size of your body and some people
or
go all
children
out.
in your body.
I'm like, dang, the cowbells. I remember people walking down the halls with the cowbells, and you're like, oh, it's homecoming season for sure.
Really, that was me. Okay, here's a mum I just made.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, and like people like people are so creative like with the themes this year. I think I've made like a lot of Hello Kitty stuff. I made a lot of Spider-Man stuff. Oh my gosh. I have to show you these Spider-Man cutouts that I did.
Because Spider-Man, that's right up my alley. If y'all don't know, Spider-Man
Yes.
is my favorite superhero.
And I made a lot of cow print stuff. Well, here's the Hello Kitty.
Cowbird, why is everything? Oh my gosh! Imagine if it was Karomi.
I know, look.
Oh, that's so cute. The cow print. Just
Yes, and let
constant
me
vibes.
turn the Spider-Man really quick before
Yeah,
we
I want to see.
we don't need to talk about this anymore. But
That's okay.
okay.
Wait, those are so cute.
She eats.
That's cute. I
Oh.
really like that.
Yeah, I've been really busy. But aside from that, I have been reading on the side, and I know that we have kind of jumped back into Kane's Jawbone, and I know we're trying to kind of get our wheels turning with that. I did do some extra research over Kane's Jawbone to see how like a better way to approach it, but not a lot of people have advice about that.
Yeah, I'm still going to follow through and read the whole thing because it's only 100 pages. So I am going to read the full thing start to finish and then see what I can pick up on. But I honestly, because it's October and it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I'm still working through all my pink theme books.
Oh
So I think I
yes.
have three left. I've read three out of the six. So
What are you
not bad.
doing right now?
So I just finished On the Plane today, Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. There was a lot of mixed reviews about it because it's way spicier than her other books. But low key, I'm like, yes, ma'am, go off. Ali Hazelwood, because I honestly think in her other books, the spice scene is one, it's a one and done.
It's very youth.
Yes, but this might be a little too TMI, but I remember when I was reading The Love Hypothesis, I didn't know what I was getting myself into at first because I didn't know, I just didn't know if there was spice. Smut was not a thing for me. And the book doesn't have smut except for one scene. And I didn't know that the book was going to have one scene.
Right.
So I remember reading it and there was just this line where, this is not for the youth. Okay. So if any youth listen to this podcast,
Close
you need
your
to
ears. Close your
fast
ears.
forward. But in this scene, it was obviously it was their first time doing the deed, and they're at this conference in a hotel room and she's shook at the length, the girth, whatever you want to say. And they're doing the deed, and he's like, "You can take it." I said, "Wait, what is this? The youth just turned rated R. Me, what the fuck is going on?" But I can't read. I don't know about everyone else, but I cannot read smut in public because it makes me like, I don't know. I'm like looking over my shoulder, and you've all seen those TikToks where people are like filming what other people are reading. So I'm like looking over my shoulder, like, who's filming me reading my smut?
That makes me laugh.
Yeah. But speaking on the topic of smut, guys, I did secure tickets to meet Anna Huang. So, yes, that's the biggest thing. So, of course, Liz wants a special edition. I will absolutely buy it there. Yes, ma'am. And then I will get some books signed.
I can't believe you're meeting the queen herself.
I know. I'm so excited. I was like, did I at 9 a.m.? I was there. I was in the virtual line at 9 a.m. and I secured the tickets.
When is that again? I know it's coming up.
The 23rd, so 10 days. Let the countdown begin, guys.
So fun. And it's so ironic because, like, at first, when we had helped Julia move and stuff, we were like, what is even here? Like,
yeah.
Then, like, all these stuff started popping up. We were like,
and I was like, wow, this is for me. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm just like excited to see her in real life. Let's see if I can get her to take like a funny 0.5 photo with me.
Yes, and please share that with us if you do take a picture.
Yes, I will.
I wish I could go.
I know. I'm like sad because I don't know. It's just not the same when you experience all these exciting things by yourself.
It's okay. You're gonna have fun. Maybe you'll meet other smut lovers.
I know, me. Anybody smut lovers?
Anybody is reading smut?
Anybody, But I will say I wasn't really into smut when I first started, reading, because sometimes I feel like it can be overdone. But I will say now it's starting to grow on me.
Yeah, for me, I think it was like embarrassing to read it.
Yes.
Because like I didn't know how to feel about it. And it's like, like when you watch a movie, like you can stop watching, essentially.
Yeah.
When you read a book, you technically could stop reading, but then it's like if you stop reading, you can't see what's happening, so you have to finish reading it. So I always felt a little awkward about that because Colin would come and be like,
"Yeah,
well, she's always doing nothing."
Yeah, I agree. It's almost like, oh, but I feel like now maybe I've gotten like desensitized to it because I'm still not gonna read it in public. Like, don't get me wrong, but I'm like, if I read it and there's the smut stuff, I'm like, okay, whatever. Let me just get through this part and then I can move on to the storyline.
Yeah.
Man, like people are real descriptive.
Yeah, very descriptive. And it's like, when you like watch a movie and the sex scene goes on for too
and you're like
too long, I feel like that's some books I'm just like, okay, like when is it gonna be done?
Yeah, like in Bridgerton, that I was like, whoa, I literally had to fast forward. I was like, this is getting a little too uncomfy for me.
And that's what's also about like Game of Thrones too. I'm just like,
I still need to watch Game of Thrones. I know we've talked about this like a billion times. I do need, but it really is the sex scenes for me because I really like to watch things in public. So I'm like,
yeah, you have to watch that one at home.
Yeah. So with that being said, that's what has been happening for the past 2 weeks.
Yes.
Kind of. So let's just get into it now. Okay. So we did 16 to 20 last time.
Yes.
We're doing 21 to 25 this time. So we're still part 4. Chapter 21 is Jumping for Joy. In Korea, Mia was treated as I feel like, did we talk about this already? I don't know.
I thought so too, but let's just go through it.
Let's just go through it again. Okay, repeat. So Mia was treated as a babo, which translates as like idiot in Korean, because she wasn't really able to speak Korean, all that stuff. She uses the experience to justify why she and John don't actually try to communicate with Eugene instantly in Anjali's office. Instead, they decide to watch a video of Eugene's introductory session first, like whenever that whole thing was happening. In it, Anjali explains how her method differs from others and expresses confidence in Eugene's ability to learn to type independently and even go to college if he wants to do so. She asks him to decide if he wants to try, and then he spells YES, which crazy. And so at that moment, Shannon calls with the news that Detective Janice is on her way to the house and tells the family they need to get home immediately. Dun dun.
Yes, and this one for me, when he first picked up the pencil, and I said,
Eugene, go off.
yes, pop up Eugene. So I was like, interesting. I also, in this moment, I can imagine like sympathizing with how Mia and her brother would feel at this moment, like figuring out that your brother could talk this whole time
Right.
and just seeing it on video without actually like comprehending and realizing like, hey, my brother is talking and I literally have
Have
never.
Yeah, and also I guess the difficulty of knowing that, they were part of the reason why Eugene probably felt like he couldn't communicate because nobody talked to Eugene as a normal person. They talked to him as a person with a disability.
Right.
And oh man, seeing that I was so happy. I was like, Eugene is doing it. Eugene's going to college. I am
Yes.
for Eugene.
So then we get into chapter 22. It's called Please, Please, Please Stop. And so the police got a hit on Adam's credit card, and they have a woman and a man who match Angeli and Adam's description in custody. So then they look at the mugshots and then they reveal that it's not Adam and Angeli, and it's actually this young couple who claimed that they found Adam's wallet in the woods. And so Detective Janice tells them that the wallet's location means that they need to further their search. They need to expand out a little more. And so they asked them to start reaching out to volunteers to basically help them scour the area. So Mia is like super annoyed with the half-hearted support and the search on social media. So then Hannah receives a voicemail from the COVID contacting tracing team, and they have quarantine instructions since Eugene had exposure just a couple days ago.
Yeah, I feel like this portion, I remember when they were describing it in the book about this young couple that they had in custody. I felt like such a waste of time on the detective's part because it was like clear it wasn't Adam and Angeli.
Yeah, and I don't even know why they would like catfish them with a thought, for lack of better words. Like, why would you be like, oh, by the way, like, it just made it seem like he really did run away with this woman for like a split second. Like, this family is already
Going through it.
traumatized. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Detective Annis, you were on my hit list there for a second. So after the call or whatever, chapter 23 is a very pessimistic kind of optimism. So Mia's grandma, also known in Korean as Harmony, had a pessimistic kind of optimism in which she would list worst case scenarios in response to any negative event. Harmony's youth was incredibly difficult. She and her younger sister avoided the bomb blast that killed the rest of their family only because they were inside being R-worded by soldiers. Very sad. So Mia connects the lessons she learned from Harmony's experiences about how history blends individual experiences into smooth narratives to the COVID-19 phone call. The health department provides no information about the exposure, which, like, I guess they're not able to, right? Because I don't remember during
Maybe
COVID times what that was.
there was.
Yeah, right, like HIPAA,
Mm-hmm.
but tells them Eugene needs to quarantine for 14 days and that he is not required to attend his hearing. John worked at Henry's house on the day of the exposure, but did not receive an exposure notification. So Eugene's exposure must have happened somewhere else. And this is like a big deal, right? Because they're trying to piece together like what happened the day that, their dad disappeared. And if John didn't get the exposure at Henry's house, it had to have been somewhere else.
Yep. And then we go straight to chapter 24 called Shitty in Real Life. Eugene's COVID exposure was from a session with Angeli, which had not been uploaded into the portal. In the final installment of the notebook page scans, Mia notices references to E, which is Eugene, and is alarmed by Adam's stated intention of broadening his experiments to more important family matters. So Shannon and a private investigator managed to find Angeli, who was actually being hospitalized for COVID, and her fiance, Zoe. So Angeli has a whole ass fiance, this woman named Zoe. And because Zoe has refused to give her number, Hannah, John, Mia, and Eugene basically drive around the hospital parking lot looking and like carrying the sign saying, "Do you know Angeli Rapari?" And then obviously no one's responding, which is I thought was not only a waste of time but a little weird. Like,
Yeah.
we know she's being hospitalized for COVID. Like, why are we not leaving this lady alone?
Yeah, I kind of thought that too, because I mean, at the peak of COVID, people were obviously dying. And
Mhm.
also makes you think by holding up the sign that Zoe's going to like come forward.
Right.
But it was worth the shot. Like desperate times call for desperate measures, so I understand the viewpoint there. But in chapter 25, a no to the no. After arriving home, Hannah, John, and Mia prepare to communicate with Eugene via the letterboard. Mia worries that family's longstanding belief that Eugene cannot make himself understood has actually caused him some kind of PTSD, preventing communication. So, in a transcript of a lesson with Angeli, Eugene discusses his father's non belief, his mother's babying, John being way too nice, and then Mia thinking that being smart is what matters and that Eugene is essentially stupid and worthless, which
Mhm.
she obviously finds devastating but can't like entirely deny. Hannah apologizes to Eugene and asks him if they can try to communicate, which remember in earlier sessions, like Angeli said, the root of communication is trust. So I don't know if Eugene necessarily trusts his family like that just because, the communication was never there. But
Right.
he ends up trying anyway and seems frustrated when he's unable to say yes. They basically ask him like a question that he would know the answer to, like a yes or no question. And they just want him to, stab and
Mhm.
do the thing that he was doing in Angeli's place, but he's not able to. So she gives him the opportunity to say no, but he declines, which they take as a no to the no. So I guess like a yes.
Mhm.
So Shannon calls Angeli's fiance, called back and told her that Angeli was on her way to the park to resolve a conflict between Eugene and Adam before becoming ill. So then the doorbell rings, revealing two police officers and randomly Mia's ex-boyfriend Vic. Like, we haven't heard about this man since the beginning. What
Yeah.
the hell are you doing here?
And that confused me because, like, okay, remember how I was telling you, not that I don't like this book, but like, I feel like sequentially it's out of order.
Yeah.
Like, there's no, like, I feel like she introduces a character, we don't hear about them for 30 chapters and then brings them back again. Or like, even like the detectives are not like, not well rounded, but they don't have a good like character setup.
Yeah, I agree. And I feel like it was random too, because I remember Mia was like, this whole time Vic hasn't even reached out. I'm like, I don't, does he resent, like, I think he still resents you for whatever went down, but I don't know. Like, Vic doesn't seem like an important character because literally your first introduction of him is that they broke up.
Right, right, right. And it didn't even say like, oh, they broke up and they were still friends.
Yeah, it
Like,
was like they were not talking. Like,
yeah,
she was,
they were
and it seemed like she wasn't even into him.
exactly. Okay,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
I didn't really understand that one either.
So, honestly, that's about it. Like, the chapter summaries are very short, but I think it's still very, I guess, choppy. It, like we said, it's very, you're obviously learning about things as you go, but it's, yeah.
Yeah, and to me personally, like, I feel like when reading it, like, I don't see the end goal, or like
Right.
I don't know where the conclusion is going to go. And I mean, I feel like maybe some people like that, some people don't. I'm not saying that the book needs to be like predictable, but
Right.
like just no direction. And I feel like there's just so like I feel like this book is trying to like pull so many story plots at one time with no story plot.
Sorry, I had to
Let's
sneeze.
do.
But I agree. And like we have said this before, it's, yeah, like you can't see an end goal, but at the same time, you're wondering, is there an end goal? Because at this point in time, the end goal seems like it's just to find out what happened, obviously, right? Like they want answers. They want Eugene to be able to communicate because Eugene was obviously there. So is that the end goal now? Or is it to see if you guys are still able to find your dad? Because like I don't know how many hours, days, months it's been now, honestly, since it's going slow.
Mhm.
But at this point, like, are we giving up on the notion that he may be alive, or are we kind of
Right.
right? And like, are you still trying to figure out what the happiness quotient is? Like, are you still trying to figure out if this was just one big fucking experiment?
And that's the other thing too. Now we're like on Angeli's case, but we have stopped talking about the happiness quotient. So it's just like there's so many things, just like no question, like
Yeah.
no nothing is answered. Also, side note, I know someone with Angelman syndrome.
Oh, really?
Yes, and his demeanor is always happy. Like, and I noticed, like I like kind of like went back and thought about like Eugene in the book and all, and like it's very similar. Like, not that he doesn't have control of his body, but it's like lots of flailing, like
Yeah.
very happy, jumping all the time. Like,
Right.
it's very much those things. So that was really interesting too. Now that I've like seen it in person, I'm just like, oh wow,
So at least you can confirm that the description is accurate of Angelman syndrome.
yeah.
Because like sometimes I worry when authors or people write about disabilities, they don't do enough research about how to portray someone with a disability. So I'm glad that Angie Kim was very good about portraying like what's true of Angelman syndrome.
I also wonder if maybe she knows somebody or like
Yeah.
this has personally like affected her or something, because like I feel like that would be a very, because I don't know if it's rare.
I think it is rare. Let me see.
Oh yeah, rare genetic condition. Yeah, like I feel like it's such, not random, but it's such an interesting, like, genetic.
Right, like it's a genetic disorder that not many people are going to talk about and mention as much because it's so rare.
Yeah, so that's really interesting to me.
Yeah, I agree. But with that being said, I we still are going through this book. It's just taking us a little longer just because it's kind of confusing.
Yeah,
But I mean, we'll finish it. Like we'll finish it
definitely.
and then we'll obviously talk about our thoughts start to finish. But Miss Angie Kim, I need some answers.
I need some answers, Angie.
Angie bestie, we need some
Angie.
answers.
Yeah, maybe we're just not understanding, or, but maybe we'll do a little bit more research once we are actually done with the book and see like what the overall theme or purpose of the book was.
Right. Like what prompted her to write specifically like murder mysteries or whatever they want to classify this as.
Yep.
But okay, guys, with that being said, we will see you guys whenever we either do Kane's Jawbone next or another Happiness Falls chapter chat or whatever else is in store for us.
Who knows?
Who knows? Alrighty. Bye, everyone.
Bye.